This is John Picasso, and welcome to Coding 101 Front-End Web Development, lesson number 4. So in the prior lessons, we learned a little bit about the programming basics with JavaScript. We then learned HTML and CSS and how to actually build a website and make it look pretty. So now that we know a little bit about how to create the brains of the website with JavaScript and how to make it look pretty with HTML and CSS and make the actual website, now what we're going to do is we're going to learn a little JQuery, which is a library that allows you to use your JavaScript and have it interact more dynamically and more easily with your front-end website. So I'll talk a little bit more about later what that actually means, but effectively it'll allow you to do things like create buttons, change the way a page looks, change what appears on a page, and a lot of things that'll make your web page a little bit more interactive rather than doing what we've been doing before, which is just using JavaScript to alert and prompt the user to get or receive information from the user. So this is how you can basically make your website a little bit more dynamic and allow the user to actually use it and see changes on the site. So in this lesson, we're not going to talk about a lot of different concepts. It's going to be a little bit more project-based. But first, we're just going to introduce you to JQuery as well as buttons. Then we're going to talk a little bit about JQuery selectors, which are just how you select what on the page you want to change. And then we're going to talk about JQuery methods. So that once you select something on the page, let's say a box or some text, the JQuery methods will allow you to change it. So perhaps you want to change the box background to a different image, a different text, whatever it might be. You might want to change the format, the color. So the methods will allow you to change whatever it is that you select with JQuery. So this is going to be mostly projects. This will allow you to really dive in and play around and see how JQuery actually works. So there's a lot of different projects here. The first one is just going to be a basic color switcher, where the user can type in what color they want the background of their website to be. It'll change it to that color. Next, we're going to do the same basic concept, except instead of it being a switching based off of what the user types in as a color, we're going to have a predefined drop-down menu that will allow the user to pick from a list of images that we selected and have that be their background image. Then we're going to create a grocery list, similar to what we've done in prior exercises, except with this grocery list, when a user actually adds an item to the list, it will automatically show up on the web page. Then we're going to do a really basic blog called Bob's Blog. And this will just have a simple button where you can click on it and you can read more, similar to blogs or e-commerce more info type buttons. Then we're going to create a traffic light just for fun to see how you can change colors and make things look a little bit more dynamic. Then we're going to create a cash register. We're going to create a rock, paper, scissors game where you can play against the computer. And then finally, we're going to create a form in which a user can submit a profile and then be taken to their own profile page. So these are going to be some pretty basic, but hopefully useful projects so that you can learn how JQuery works and get a little bit of a feel for how you can make the brains of your program with JavaScript interact with the front end formatting of your program, HTML and CSS, and using JQuery to help you do that. So hopefully with this, you'll get excited about the rest of the JQuery projects and lessons, and I will see you in the next slide.